Hi, I'm Elie Elis, and it has occurred to me that people don't know me very well. I'm private, and I want to talk a little bit about how I came up with the idea for World Preschool. My back history is that I grew up in the suburbs. My granddad was a medical doctor from Vanderbilt. He wore a tie, and he read to me all the time, Briar Rabbit. And I was about 4, and that was something different. My brother and sister, they didn't read like I was. So I read, just reading was a gift. I didn't really read at a young age, but I could understand at age 4 Tom Sawyer and things like that. So I didn't do good in school. I mean, I hated it. I would think I was too creative. I was reading books when I should have been listening, and they sent me to a private school. It was fun. I didn't do any better in school. I just didn't like it. Didn't like school. I didn't like school till I got to university and started meeting artists. I just somehow I gravitated to really creative people, musicians and artists. And I have a pretty linear thinking family, so that was not as respected as if you were an engineer. And in this world today is Sir Ken Robinson, which I read his book, The Element, and I read How Public Schools Are Killing Our Creativity. You know, we tell people don't go into the arts, you can't make a living, but it just, even if you can't make a living because of the way society's been structured, and it seems like football players can make a living easier than artists, but it's still soulful. It's something in your soul. Like my earrings are circles, and Plato would say the circle is the soul. I was concerned about the soul, so I read De Anima by Aristotle on the soul, and it was very good. So I did experience some wealth. A friend of ours was good in business, and they had millions of dollars in a private airplane, so I lived with them for a couple of years during my parents' separation and divorce, in which I had to testify against my mom, and it's private, and it's really difficult. We have a big farm in Virginia, and I think my mom wanted to own it, and so my dad and mom were fighting like just not happy, and I can go more into detail, but I don't want to disclose other people's privacy. So also, you know, I meant that, and then I developed an eating disorder, and so I had to go in the hospital for that at St. Albans, same place the guy that shot all the Virginia Tech people came from, and I met some fascinating, interesting people, and I'm not going to talk about their privacy either, but individually I tell people my experience, and it came to pass that I had a grandiose idea that I was giving birth to Jesus Christ, and they found out I had bipolar 1, and so for 20-some years I've taken medicine, and usually lithium works pretty good for me personally, and I've tried everything, every new medication they came out with, but I end up in the hospital learning more about psychology, learning more about people's issues and things like that. It's been a difficult illness to have, but it's been a blessing getting to meet all the people that I did over the years with different issues. I mean, I don't think there's an issue. I haven't met a pedophile. I just don't think there's an issue that could come up that I haven't had a personal relationship with. In fact, I kind of got married to my ex-husband. He was very solid and businessman, and I thought we could have a family. It ends up he's an alcoholic, and I didn't know it, but you can freaking lose your mind from drinking too much alcohol. The proteins and the ammonia that's not being processed in the liver causes, so be careful with that. But anyway, so one day, and then my partner, William, the attorney, and he's a little David Bowie-ish, I was very cute, and I wanted to impress him, so I came up with World Preschool, which is an interconnected school built outside the capital cities of the world. So I guess there's about 198 of them eventually. But I was trying to come up with how to create world peace, and I know people go, oh my gosh, Jesus Christ. I know, right? He couldn't do it. But I do think it's getting better through the generations, and I think one more seed planted for education, creative education, and interconnectivity in the world, and inspiring people with a beautiful architecture that I've met 3 architects that would like to do it. I have to get the nonprofit started so I can solicit like different corporations and stuff, but I need a group of people that wants to do it. It can't be just me. I mean, if it never happens, but I truly think creating kind of the perfect learning atmosphere in architecture and creativity and ideas, because I do see things in the environment, like how can all this plastic go in a landfill? And it's not worthy of recycling, but I mean, I just don't know how long that can go on. And the power, the energy situation with my idea and what my concept was is a hovercraft. And I'm back to the Greek philosophers, run on air, sunlight. We have it. We just need to discover it. And then also, if I were a genius, I'd find a cure for diabetes. But apparently, unless I get my building and bring world peace, if I do that, then I'm going to give myself a high five. And so welcome to me, Elie Elis. I'll do another video soon.